Welcome to my second Flosstube. It's been about 3 weeks, I think just about 3 weeks that I've done my first one. And I wanted to come back to show you my progress, some updates on the things I've been doing. First, I would like to thank everyone for watching the first one. And if you haven't, that's perfectly fine. You're welcome for the second one. But a lot of you have watched the first one, and it was just so lovely and quite overwhelming to get all the responses. People have, first of all, watched it, and a lot of you have subscribed to my channel or liked my video or even commented on it. And it was just lovely to read all the comments and to realize that people have spent time on my channel and spend time watching things I've been doing. So thank you very much for taking the time to do that. I really appreciate it. I would like to thank a few Flosstubers. 4 of them have given me a shout out, which I think is just the nicest thing, really. Last time I explained that there were 3 channels that I watch a lot. And Once Upon a Stitch and Welcome Stitchery, both of them mentioned me in their Flosstubes, and I just wanted to say thank you for doing that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. And there was a Dutch Flosstuber as well, Jantina Stitches. She's been Flosstubing for quite a while. And she mentioned me as well. She does a lot of full coverage pieces, so if that's your thing, do have a look at what she's doing. And I will mention her again later, and you'll find out why later on. And then the last one, I have to read this from my notes because the name is a bit difficult. It's Amy the Globe Trotting Stitcher. She also mentioned me. It was pointed out to me this morning, and I thought it was just, again, the nicest thing for someone to just, again, taking time out to mention me. So thank you very much for doing that. And for those who don't know any of these Flosstubers, I will put them in my description box and you can have a look at them. But most of you probably do because they've been Flosstubing for quite a long time. So that's all the thank yous out of the way. And we'll go into my content for today. So the things that I have done over the past few weeks and that I would like to show you. So my first thing will be a fully finished object. Then I have a finished object. So both of them will be, I hope, lovely for you to see. Then I've started 3 new projects. So I've gone a bit overboard there, but I liked all of them, and I thought why not just do that? So I've started 3 of them since I finished one. And then I have some progress on one of my whips, and I will show you that as well. And then at the end, I would like to do a giveaway as well, and it will only be small. It's not a big thing, but I just wanted to give back to the community for, again, taking time out to spend it with me on this channel. So I just wanted to offer something in return. Don't expect too much though, but I'll do that at the end. Right. So my fully finished object, last time I had 2 pieces that I stitched when I was a teenager. And one of them was 2 dogs and one of them was nesting birds. And the piece of the dogs, the one I stitched, I think it was my second piece that I stitched ever. Quite a few of you said I should make it into a pillow, and I will. I think that is a good idea. And I might do that over the summer holiday. So in about 6 weeks, I have my summer holiday break. And I hope to do a bit of finishing then, so make some pillows and stuff. So I hope to make the dog piece into a pillow as well. So thank you for the idea. The other piece, nesting birds, was a piece I then already said I would like to have framed one day. And when my Flosstube was doing quite well, and I was really surprised, I thought I should celebrate that. And so I did. So I went to the framer and had my nesting birds framed. And first of all, it's a very new experience having something framed. I found it quite difficult to sort of envision what it would look like with a frame. So we tried quite a few things out, and the framer actually found a frame that they put on it, and I thought it was the perfect fit for this piece. It is wood, green, and then the inside is blank wood, and it just fits perfectly with this piece, I think. I hope there's no glare for you. So yeah, it has the green that's in the middle of the, I think it's the window pane there. So I just think it's perfect, and it gives a lovely effect. So the framer really knew what he was doing, and I didn't. But yeah, I really love this. I'm very happy with it. It's on my wall now, and I get so much joy from it every time I see it. It's really nice. And it was very quickly done, because I thought I'd have to wait quite a while. But it was, I think, about four working days, which I think is very quick. And again, I think the end result is really nice, and the frame really fits with this piece. And it was fate, I think, because I decided on getting it framed, and I went that very same day. And the framer said, when he saw this piece, he said, "Oh, I got a frame in just this morning." So this one came in just that morning. So I'm sure it was fate. Yeah, I'm very happy with that one. My second piece to show you is a fully finished object. So last time we saw each other, I was working on a Peacock sampler from Cliffside Stitches. And a lot of you commented on that one, and said that you would have a look at Cliffside Stitches on Etsy. So that's great, because I have really enjoyed working on this piece. It was such a joy. And I'll just see how I do this. There you go. There it is. Finished. Completely finished. This is on a 16 count Ada white, and the colors are mostly called for, except for the pink, which in the actual pattern and design is a purple. And these are DMC colors. I really love the pink. I think it's turned out really nice in the finished result. So yeah, I think the peacocks in the middle are just beautiful. They have those colorful feathers, probably. That's how you would call it with a peacock. I think it's just beautiful. And it's symmetrical. I like pieces like this to be symmetrical. And I just really like it. I did finish it quickly. I started it on the 30th of April, I think, so that's quite quick. Just over a month I worked on it. I did work on it every morning. So I do work full time, and then I stitch in the morning. I wake up quite early, so I have a bit of time before I have to get ready for work. So I stitch up at least half an hour every morning, sometimes even an hour. So I get quite a bit of work, well, of stitching done in the morning, which is lovely. And so this one, I often pick this one in the morning because it's quite straightforward. It has 4 colors. It's not too difficult. It's repetitive in places, so I didn't have to look at the pattern all the time. So this was quite a nice stitch to pick up in the morning. And so I think for a month I worked on this every morning, and then you can get quite a lot of stitching done. And I do, I don't know if I said this last time, but I stitch in hand, and I use the sewing method. So for those, a lot of you will know what it is, but for those who don't, that means that my needle is mostly on the top of my fabric, and I don't have to go back and forth mostly. So that's how I stitch, and it does mean I can stitch relatively quickly when I work on something. So that's my finished object, and I think I will get this framed as well, just not yet. But I think I will get this framed, and I'm thinking about a dark teal frame that will, I think, look lovely with this one. And that might be also on the picture on Etsy. So maybe I got the idea from Cliffside Stitches themselves, but that's okay. I think it will fit lovely. Right, that moves us into my new starts. And I had quite a few ideas when I spoke to you on my first Flosstube. And one of those ideas was to make a Christmas pattern from Shannon Christine Designs. And I kept my promise because I started one. And I will put it up here. I see myself the other way around, so I keep messing that up. I'm sorry. But I'm going to show you the pattern looks like Christmas. And I really like this pattern. I don't know why, but it's just perfect Christmas to me, Hallmark Christmassy. And I've looked at this for quite a while, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. So I got the pattern and I got starting. Now this one is stitched on sort of brownish background, and I'm not a fan of a brownish background. But as I was cleaning out my, I call it a craft room, I found one of those fabrics, and I didn't know I had it. So it was a big surprise, and it was 16 count, I think, Ada, and I mean, I think it's 16 count. It's for sure it's Ada. And I was just so surprised because it's exactly the right color for this pattern, and I decided to go for this anyway, and just see if I would mind. And I don't. I think it really fits this pattern perfectly. So I'm quite happy to stitch on it might be parchment or something they call it. I'm not sure. But yeah, quite happy to stitch on this. This is my progress so far. It's not a big pattern. It's quite quick as well in stitching, especially the letters here are quite easily stitched away. I'm now working on the tree, which is a bit more difficult, especially with Shannon Christine Designs, because she normally uses the same color in different shades. So you have 3 or 4 reds, and then 3 or 4 greens, and 3 or 4 browns, and she keeps changing the color. So you get this lovely depth you get, but it does mean you have to change your color again and again. But I think this is really nice. I really enjoy working on this, and again, I don't mind the color of the fabric. I think it really suits this pattern. Got a bit extra even, so I also got 2 smalls. She's got Christmas Club, and she has put out quite a lot of smalls for Christmas, and I will make those as well. I'll make those into pillows eventually. This one I don't know if it will be a pillow or something else, but yeah, we'll see. I don't have to decide that yet. I think this is lovely. I'm really enjoying working on it, and I hope you can see it all right like this. It's just very cute and very lovely. So yeah, that's my Shannon Christine start. And as I said, I started this and I'm already past halfway, so it stitches up quite quickly. And again, it's not a big one at all. It's really nice. Then I decided that wasn't enough for a finish, and this time, we can blame someone. Like I said earlier, Jantina Stitches, basically she shouted me out, like I said, and suggested that I should rethink doing another full coverage at some point. And I sort of took that on board and thought, maybe I will at some point. And that evening I was just sitting, well, I was lying on the couch, to be honest, and I wasn't stitching because I was tired. And I was scrolling through Etsy, which I'm sure we all do, and then put things in our favorites. And I saw this pattern, and I was immediately like, oh, that's amazing. I would love to make that. But it was full coverage. So that sort of came together beautifully. And I bought the pattern, and then I got it immediately, as you do in the PDF patterns that you buy on Etsy. And then I saw that all the colors they used were Madeira, and then most of it was Madeira Poly Neon. I'm not sure if I say it right, but that's quite an expensive, and in the Netherlands quite a rare sort of floss. And I think it's sold in 1,000 meters, and I needed about 50 of those. So I just thought, I can't justify that kind of money for one project of stitching. So I thought, I'm not going to do that. So I put it away for a couple of days, but I kept thinking, I do like the pattern. So how am I going to make this work? So eventually I put the pattern into Pattern Keeper and decided to make a full DMC change for all the colors. So that's what I did. And that took quite a long time. And then I had it eventually to a point where I thought, this looks quite similar to the pattern, and I might make this. So I ordered the colors, and I was quite happy to get started. Had the fabric cut and everything ready. And then, but then I was a bit worried about, it was quite a big size. I think 250 by 200, which for some of you is nothing, but to me, full coverage is quite big. So I was a bit apprehensive, a bit worried about my DMC conversion, whether it was, spot on, or whether I had to make a few changes. So I was Googling this pattern, and then I found a company in America who sold a PDF pattern of this as a mini, and they had DMC colors for it. So I decided to buy that pattern as well and just see what they had. And it's smaller, first of all. I think it's about 119 by 150. So it is smaller. And they have DMC. So it was so much easier. And I wish I'd found it earlier, but I didn't. So everything happened before that. But I was very happy to find it. And there were a few different colors, so I had to order a few more flosses, but I think it's worth it in the end to actually make this one according to this pattern that I got from, and I have to check my notes. It's from Artisi, not sure. And they sell it as a mini. To me, 119 by 150 stitches, not really a mini, but compared to other things they have, I can see why they call it a mini. But yeah, that's what I've started, and I'll put it up either side of me, a picture of this pattern. And I just love it. I think the colors are just beautiful. It's a play of darks and bright, and there is a woman walking. There are different versions of this pattern. It comes from an artwork, and they've made it often a couple walking in the rain, near trees or something. And this one is a woman walking by herself, which I really like that. And the colors again, I think it's just beautiful next to that sort of pale blue in the back, and then there's some bright colors from the lantern. So yeah, this one I am going to make, and it is full coverage. And I am still a bit scared. I don't know yet if I'm going to do the parking method that I see a lot of you do, or whether I'm going to do it the way I've always done it, which is just grab a color and get one thread and use it up, and then try another one, which is what I've done previously. Right, so my progress is small, but worth showing. Excuse the threads that are hanging there. So this is what I have at the moment. I usually start in the bottom right corner. Like I said, I stitch in hand, and I do the sewing method, so it's easier to stitch from right to left. And also for me, my stitches are neater when I go up rather than go down. So if I start stitching here, I can go from right to left and I can go up, and I don't have to go down as much. And so my stitches are neater then. So this is my start. I can't see what I'm doing, but I hope you can see something. This is a 16 count Ada. You will find that I stitch a lot on 16 count Ada. I think with stitching in hand, I know some of you do it on linen, stitching in hand. But for me, then my stitches don't come out very nice. And on Ada, and it's a bit more firm, and the crosses come out nicer. So that's why I prefer Ada. Even weave is okay too, but yeah. So this is my start, and it's the darkest colors are in this corner. So the least fun part is where I have to start, but that's okay. I'm still enjoying it quite a lot. I use Pattern Keeper, which is great. That does really help to manage a project like this. I don't think this will be a quick stitch. I'm happy to give myself a while for this. But I do, like I said, I do really like the picture or the artwork. And I would really like to have that on my wall one day. So I will finish it one day, I think. Okay. That brings me to my last start. And I know a lot of you use check bags, by the way, and I don't. I use a lot of baskets. So I have baskets like this lying around the house everywhere. And it has my stitching in. This one is a kit. And this kit I bought because I just wanted to see. This is from Magic Needle. I don't know if you are aware of it. I have no idea if in other countries this is a well-known company or brand. They are from Latvia. It's a Latvian company. And I just wanted to see, because it's compared to the kits that are often sold in the Netherlands, which is Lanaat and Vavaco. This one is cheap. I think it's about half the price you would expect to pay for a Lanaat or Vavaco. So I was intrigued by that, because stitching is expensive, and I thought, how can they sell a kit for this one I'm going to show you is €19. That's it. And you get the fabric, you get a needle, the floss, and a pattern. So you get everything you need to stitch it. So I was intrigued by that, and I thought, because there's quite a lot of patterns of them I do like, I thought I'll just have a look and see what it is they sell, and if I like working with it and stitching with it. So this is the pattern I bought, and it's very floral. I like that. It's very bright again. It has bright colors, purples, a little bit of pink. But yeah, I think it's very nice, purplish blue as well. So yeah, I love this pattern. the moment I saw it, I thought, oh, I really, really like that. It's not very big. I think it's about 150 by 120, and it's not full coverage. And so it's, yeah, very pretty. And as you can see, they give you Zweigart, it says here, a Zweigart fabric, and they give you 14 count Zweigart Ada. And I started stitching on it, and I decided I don't like 14 count much. So this morning I decided to go to a 16 count anyway. But I have to say the Zweigart Ada is fine. So it's just because I don't like the 14 count. But the fabric is good quality. So you could perfectly stitch it on that. They don't use DMC. They use Moline Gamma. I had never heard of that. Um, I've never seen it in a stitching shop here. We usually see DMC Anchor for most of them. There is a few that sell the silky floss and everything, but I've never seen this one. The floss is fine. I'm actually surprised. It's quite soft. I'm sorry, I do make a mess of my flosses. I apologize. The colors are really nice. And it's nice floss. It looks like the MC. It might be a little bit thinner, but it's absolutely fine to work with. It's really nice. So I was positively surprised. I did see when I Googled it because I thought, what if I don't have enough? Can I get some anywhere? And I can, and it's about half the price of DMC. So it is cheaper as well. So all in all, I was positively surprised with this kit, which for the price it is perfectly a nice kit to work on. And I look forward to stitching this because I really like this. I picked this pattern because it reminds me of my parents' garden, where I grew up. They still live there. They have a beautiful big garden, and it's my dad's pride and joy. He works in the garden a lot. But they have these plants, and I think in Dutch we call them vlinderstruik, and that is if I translate it directly, it would be butterfly plant because it attracts butterflies. And we have this quite a lot in the garden. The same as, I think it's hydrangeas. I think that's how you say it. We have those as well, and they to me they look similar to this. I'm not really a gardener, so but yeah, it reminds me of my dad's garden, so that's why I bought this, and I will make it, and I look forward to it. I started this, like I said, on 14 count, but I'm going to restart on 16 count, so I've got no progress to show you yet, but I will stitch on this tonight, I think, and make a start. The bottom bit, the shadowy bit, are half stitches. I am not yet sure whether I want to do half stitches or full stitches. So I might start a bit higher and start here this time, and then decide along the way if it's going to be full or half stitches. But yeah, I really like this. Another thing I liked with this kit, like I said, I started here at the lower half. Again, I'm struggling with this. I started here, and some of these stitches, they require 2 strands of floss, but 2 different colors. And I've never had that with another kit that they asked for 2 different colors to stitch at the same time with. But it gives a nice sort of depth to it. I thought that was nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed this this purchase, and I look forward to stitching it. You get a pattern, obviously, and it's a color pattern and a symbol pattern in one, so you have both together, and it's very clear and very easy to read. And they have this Magic Needle company has beautiful patterns. It's very flowery and sweet. and romantic. So it's the kind of things that I like. But it will not be for all of you. But if that is your thing, then do have a look. They have beautiful, beautiful designs. So that is my last start. I thought that was enough for now, anyway. Let's see. That brings me to my whip. I have one whip I want to show some progress on, which is Colors of the Water, stickmuster. I've been stitching this now for a while. And again, this one goes quite fast. I have decided that this piece is my Sunday stitch. And the reason why I decided on that is because it's with fancy flosses and it feels like a Sunday stitch. I don't know why, but it feels like a fancy stitch because I've got these nice flosses. And yeah, so last time I showed you this, I had 2 squares done. These 2 squares I had finished, and then I think the black here I'd finished as well. And as you can see now, I have 7 squares done, and I am working on the 8th square. And I am really enjoying it. I'm just going to fold the fabric a little bit so I can hold it easier. It's really nice. I really enjoy this pattern. It's quite easy. I mean, you need the pattern obviously for these kind of twirls and motifs. That's the word I was looking for. And for all the motifs, and then you can just fill in for the square, and that's lovely because then you don't need the pattern. You can just stitch, and the end result is, I think, very, very pretty. I mean, this motif is just beautiful. So far, there is, I mean, this is beige. I haven't used anywhere on a square yet. And then there is one darker green. So this one is green, then that one is green. Then there's one darker green still coming. So I don't have all the colors here yet. And I look forward to how it's going to come together when they're all in here. But yeah, I really enjoy this pattern. It's beautiful. This is 20 count Ada. And with 1 strand of floss, it has beautiful coverage. I was wondering about, especially after I made this one, about the colors, because the picture of this pattern is quite a bit brighter, and the colors are much more colorful. And I was worried. I thought, do I have the right flosses? Did I choose the right numbers? And so I was worried about that, and I went and I forgot to look her up, and I will mention her in my at least in my description box. And if I can figure out how to put it on the screen, I will put it on the screen. But she is working on it as well. She's done a lot of Flosstubes and she's got a lot of projects, and she has a lot of production as well. She's a quick stitcher, and she has a lot of lovely things that she's made and finished as well. And she's working on this, and I looked at her colors. She starts from the top, and I looked at her colors, and they're similar to mine. So I already thought, oh, maybe it's just that the picture comes out really bright. And then someone who found me on Pinterest, and I think also saw my first Flosstube, she sent me a picture of hers, which is a bit brighter again than this. And then I was worried again. And then there was a Flosstube from the lady who sold me the silks, and I will put her in my description box as well. She also has a Flosstube, and she mentioned that often the flosses for these patterns from Stickmuster are slightly lighter than the picture suggests. So that set my heart at ease, and I thought, okay, I'll just continue then. But I do like the colors, even though they're a bit less bright. And to be honest, like I said, I'm stitching this for my mum, And I think she'll be absolutely fine with a bit more muted colors. She likes pastel colors. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. I think it's very pretty. And I'm really enjoying stitching on this every Sunday. I do about a square and a half. I think last Sunday I did about 2 squares. But yeah, like I said, it does go quite quickly, but I only stitch on it on Sundays because it's a fancy stitch and I really enjoy it. So there you are. I think that's all my stitching done. It is. Then I will move on to the giveaway that I wanted to do just to give back to everyone who's been so kind. And again, don't expect too much, but I just wanted to do this. A lot of you said that you really liked my cards and that you really liked this different way of stitching on paper. And so I thought, why don't I make some cards and then give those away? Now it does take quite a long time to stitch a card like this. So my initial idea was to make a couple of sets, but that just takes way too much time. So I've stitched one set of 2 cards. And you are very welcome to put something in the comments. This is the first one. It's a green brownish card with butterflies. This is just paper, design paper, and then the center of it has been stitched with, I think this is stitch and do thread, and I think this one has come out really nice. So if you'd be interested in cards like this, you can put the words, let's use butterfly. You can use the word butterfly in your comments, and I will do the comment picker and everything that needs doing. And I'm happy to ship internationally. I mean, these are quite easily to ship internationally. I've also kept the cards relatively plain so that if it has to go a long way, the paper flowers won't get all bent and everything. So I've kept it quite basic. So you're very welcome to put the word butterfly in the comments, and then next time I will pick a winner and I will send it to you. This is a blue one, and this one has been stitched with variegated blue, so it has different colors blue in the same threads, same as with cross stitching. The variegated is similar, and this one was from the Stitch and Do line. So I have these 2 as a set, and you are very welcome to put the word butterfly in your comments, and I will, if this is what you would like to receive. You can use this for yourself, but you can also use it to make someone else happy. I put papers on the back where you can write your, where you can write your sentiment. Now, I personally never write sentiments on my cards because I know people like to display them somewhere. So I normally put an extra card in it of my sentiment. Also, if people would like to send it further, I've sent cards to my mum. I've never written anything on it, on the card itself, so she could send it along. She doesn't. She doesn't. She keeps all my work, which is lovely, really. But yeah. This one and this one. So if you would like to receive those, please leave a comment with the word butterfly in it. And next time I will let you know. I won't, we all know about the scammers. We've all heard it. So don't use the word prize or giveaway or something in your comment. Just use the word butterfly. That's why I picked that word. And I won't comment. Well, I might comment on your comment, but I won't say that you've won a prize. I will just tell you next time in my next Flosstube who's won the giveaway. Right. that's Flosstube 2 done. Thank you again very much for being here with me. I really appreciate it. I'm still searching for the best time in between. Like this time it was just over 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. I will just see how it goes for now. If I have something to show you and I can, or I have enough to show you, I will come back. And that might be in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, I think. So I'll just have to see how it goes. Thank you so much for being here, for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really hope to see you again next time. Like, subscribe, comment as you do on YouTube. Don't feel obliged. If you're just happy watching, and that's it, that's absolutely fine with me. I'm just thrilled for you to have spent some time with me. Thank you very much.